Many have said that I am the greatest baseball mind in Houston, Texas. Many have been saying this for a while. And once again, my divine sight saw the future, whether it was the 10-7 2023-2024 Houston Texans or the Houston Astros winning their first World Series of 2024 via a sweep of the supposedly red-hot Baltimore Orioles. I have the sight. You're welcome for seeing the future. You're welcome for making sure that you watch the games this weekend.
Paul, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You called your shot. You demanded the sweep. I cowardly asked for just 2 out of 3. You are right. I am wrong. You are burnt. I am not.
It's okay. You don't have the sight. We're not all blessed with this talent, with this just really like burden of knowing more ball than anybody. But, oh man, that was a great weekend for the Houston Astros. So Friday with Bloss, the boss, on the mound. Somehow they survived him on the hill. He didn't look out of place.
No, he looked okay.
But he gets pulled with the shoulder injury, and then the Astros scored a bazillion runs in the 6th inning and held on for dear life.
Held on for dear life.
To get to Saturday.
The Orioles just kept scoring in the 8th, and I was like, this is going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster weekend if they lost that game Friday. But they held on.
You weren't feeling good from Friday into Saturday because, okay, Bloss it does not go far. You used all of your relievers, and 2 of them, Nick Hernandez, I don't really ever want to see him again. Sean Dubin actually looked good. Rafael Montero gave another Rafael Montero show. So I'm thinking going into Saturday, okay, well, maybe they'll be able to get 2 out of 3. But then I remembered, wait, no, I have the sight. I saw a sweep, and the sweep is coming. So Saturday, Ronel Blanco gives the Astros 7 innings. It's not brilliant, but it's enough. 4 strikeouts, 4 hits, 3 walks, just 1 earned run allowed. And Chas McCormick finally had a good game.
That game was fun. That game was very fun.
You were there, right?
That was the game I was at. And Blanco was, it wasn't, you're right, it wasn't his best stuff, but he was super effective the entire game. He had control. I mean, you look at the top of their lineup, what they're doing right now with Henderson, Rushman, and O'Hearn, and those guys had 1 hit. That's it.
You went to go see the Orioles on Saturday, and they disappointed you.
I went to see young, good baseball players. I went to go see the Astros and some good young baseball players.
We had a little Joey Loperfido action on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mauricio Dubon, 14 consecutive starts. And then yesterday, Framber Valdez goes out there and does exactly what he needed to do as well. He gives you 7 innings. Cesar Salazar catching him, I guess, works. Anybody but Yainer Diaz catching Framber works. Yainer Diaz, meanwhile, he steps in. He has a 3-for-3 day. Alex Bregman had a 4-for-4 day. He is suddenly batting .259. They had 15 hits, and there were some of the same old with the runners in scoring position issues. They were 3-for-13 with runners in scoring position. But from the start, Altuve hits the home run first pitch of the game, and you're feeling pretty good. They get the early lead. They hold on, and they get a sweep of the Baltimore Orioles, who, going into this weekend series, had a strong case to be made as the best team in the American League with what they had done recently with series victories over Philadelphia and over Atlanta and over New York. And you took 3 from them. And the pulse is back. They're 38-40, just 2 games under 500. I'm feeling pretty good about this team right now. And I guess the question for today's show, Joe, and for everybody listening, 713-780-3776 to call. To text, you can join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/ESPN975, or on YouTube at ESPN Houston. The Astros looked back, but are you back? Are you back on this team? Listening to the boys of the morning, seems like John is back.
John's fully back.
Dell is not back.
And Dell and Lance, they seem a little skeptical.
We have a video on ESPN Houston's YouTube channel of them discussing this series sweep over the weekend. Where are you at?
I'm back.
You're back. How back?
100% back.
100% back?
100% back.
Doesn't sound like you're 100%
I'm 100% back. I'm trying to not be too back.
I need a little more gusto. Well, hey, you're 100% back, and then you're saying you're not trying to be too back. What do you want?
I'm 100% back. They're going to make the playoffs.
Again, more gusto.
They're going to make the playoffs. Paul, they're going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
The Houston Astros are going to make the playoffs.
I kind of believe you a little bit more.
I'm shocked, honestly. I did not think that this really was going to how the series was going to play out. Like, you think back to the White Sox game, that first one, that is such a disaster. And then what they've done since. Yeah, they had to get lucky. The day we were at Gentle Bend, the White Sox were a disaster. The Orioles didn't, they had some weird plays. That one with on Friday night when Gunnar Henderson dove and stopped the ball, and then he lollipopped to the third and everyone was safe. That was a weird play. The right fielder in Saturday's game had a couple chances for some great plays. Missed both of them. First the triple and then the home run later in the game where he hurt his neck. But you dominated the best team in baseball. They have been the best team in baseball this year. It's them and the Yankees. They're at the top in the American League. And you went in and they came here and you dominated them. Yes, besides Montero, Nick Hernandez, don't ever bring him back. He was a local kid.
Might not have a choice.
Don't bring him back. Please don't ever bring him back.
I don't know, man.
Montero really sucks still. You almost lost that game, but you held on. There's no reason to not be back on the Astros right now. All they did this weekend was show us everything that we have talked about since the beginning of the season of what the Houston Astros can be. The back end of your bullpen, Abreu, Presley, Hader, awesome. Your lineup, incredibly good without Kyle Tucker. All 3 games was good, even with the runners left on base. You had so many guys on, you're going to leave guys on base. They dominated them. The pitching, Dubin, like you said, and then you have Blanco and Fromber. It was incredible what they did. And you think back to last year, this is kind of a similar vibe of when they played the Orioles last year. The Orioles came in, one of the best bullpens in baseball, and you handled them.
Yeah.
And your season went in a much different direction than theirs, and that's what this moment can be for the Astros. Is finally you're playing your best players. One of the things I heard John say this morning, they're playing their best guys. Finally. Joey Loperfido should be in the lineup every single day. Over John Singleton. Dubon should be in the lineup every single day. Chaz, great. Good performance. You can sprinkle him in here and there. When Tucker gets back, you finally have a core group of guys that need to be out there, that deserve to be out there. And when you do, you're getting rewarded. Because that's what this feels like to me, Paul. Is finally they just put the best team, their best foot forward, and it worked out really, really well for them.
No, Jose Abreu has been a huge help. Over the weekend, the numbers, 35 hits, 27 runs, and on the pitching front, the last 18 innings after that 11-run allowance on Friday, just 2 runs allowed in the last 2 games. They never trailed at the end of an inning. I mean, it really was a dominant sweep, not just a sweep where you're winning games by a very close margin, or like last year's series against the Orioles where their bullpen collapsed in a lot of those games, and honestly, it was probably a coin flip in just about all of them, at least off the top of my head. But with no Kyle Tucker, with no Justin Verlander, with Bloss already on the 15-day IL, Caratini might be out for a month, and I don't even know who any of the relievers were on Sunday.
Oh, at the end of the game? Me either.
I have no idea who those guys were. Bless their hearts. Congratulations on making it to the show. But it's a resilience that was beyond due. Because we know what this team has been capable of in the past. It's great to see that. They're going to have to maintain this resilience, though. They have to keep this up. This was great this weekend, but they're going to need to keep doing this. And that is going to be hard with all of those injuries. I mean, you don't even have a full starting rotation right now. You DFA'd Blair Henley on Friday. Bloss, you brought up from Double-A. So I'm assuming that the guys that you have at the Triple-A level are not people that you're particularly confident in. Doesn't matter. They're going to have to be the next man up. They're going to have to step in there and do well. And at the very least, you do feel better about the veteran cast around those young guys with what they did this weekend. It was a very impressive series victory. You should be happy about it. I do not know what it means for the rest of the year. All I know is that to take down a team like Baltimore at home like that, it must be a massive, massive gust of wind in your sails, if you will, when it comes to confidence, especially since the rest of this first half, you play teams you should beat in every single series.
100%. And that one of the benefits of at least the bright side of whatever's going to happen on Friday when you face the Mets is the Astros don't play today. They don't play on Thursday. This is a super weird schedule this week.
It's a very beneficial one, though.
But they were talking a little bit how maybe Sean Dubin could get stretched out and could be your starter on
like
Friday.
a long start.
Try to get 3 innings out of him, maybe.
Dana seemed resistant to the idea of a bullpen day, a bullpen start. So I guess more Sean Dubin. We'll see how that goes.
So, we'll see how Friday goes. Now, positive, Edwin Diaz will not be there for the Mets. They're closing.
Yeah, he got suspended.
Before he even touched the baseball. He got thrown out before he even got to the mound in that game. So he won't be there.
I wonder what it takes for an umpire to feel confident doing that, because they don't check their arms or hands every inning, right? It's random. It's like a random TSA check.
I think they check it when you come into the game, because they don't show it on television. But I think they do a slight check as you walk to the mound.
I think they do it sometimes. I don't think they do it every time. I could be wrong on that front. Whatever the case, good job by the umpires reenacting what we see at TSA with the random screening.
But I'm
sure it was very random.
But you're right. This is the moment. Like this is the Astros moment. You play the Rockies, the Mets, who are rolling since Grimace threw out the first pitch. You play the Blue Jays, the Twins, the Marlins. Shout out to them for taking 2 out of 3 from the Mariners this weekend. And then you wrap up the first half with the Rangers. This is the moment for the Astros where if their season's truly going to turn around and really go away from just projections, like they projected to make the playoffs 28% going into the Orioles series or going to the White Sox series. It's up to 44% chance according to Fangraphs. Cool. But if they're going to do it for real, like this is the stretch that you've started and need to continue to finish it out and to really turn this thing around. Do you believe? Are you 100% back?
The Astros gave me that Hawk Tua this weekend.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So I'm back. But was I ever gone? The fearless leader? The man with the sight? No. The broom is still here.
I never left, actually. Paul was so confident that the Astros were going to sweep. He left his broom here.
Yeah.
Said, I don't need it this weekend.
The gauntlet was laid down, and the Astros picked it up, and they beat those stupid little birds that could be eaten by a cat with them. I don't understand why a team would name himself the Orioles. They're like black and orange sparrows.
It's probably a state bird.
Get a better one. By the way, there's another team in town with smart birds, the Ravens, who are carnivorous, who are known for their memory. They will remember a human's face, and they hold grudges. There's videos of Ravens messing with cats and stuff. And the Baltimore baseball team is nicknamed after something that speaking of cat, a cat would kill and leave as a present on my doorstep.
Well, they killed them.
And the Astros left that as a present on my doorstep.